powerful surge of electricity crackled through the air as the dark-haired man unleashed a fierce lightning attack, shattering glass around him. Combat Power Index flickered on the screen, leaving a dark-haired girl in shock as she absorbed the staggering number displayed. A triumphant roar echoed in the training hall as the dark-haired boy celebrated a breakthrough in his martial arts technique. Triumphant students celebrated his remarkable achievement, while an astonished older man expressed surprise at the young martial artist's extraordinary abilities. Tension in the room escalated as an assertive officer addressed the dark-haired boy with urgency. He expressed his apologies for not providing immediate grading, promising to report to higher-up soon. He emphasized that the association would not overlook in talents, especially not a genius like the boy. The officer, anxious yet determined, frantically submitted a report while the technician looked on, confusion etched across his face. The dark-haired boy felt a spark of hope as he watched the mysterious figure dash away. He questioned if this meant he could finally go home. Tension filled the air as a young man confronted a looming shadowy figure, challenging its menacing presence. He asked if the figure wanted something from him. The menacing figure reached out towards the startled boy, a palpable tension thickening the air between them. A muscular man shouted at, expressing his anger while pointing forcefully. The young boy reached out, shaking hands with a muscular man in a moment steeped in anticipation. The dark-haired boy couldn't conceal his delight as he watched the unfolding scene, a smirk creeping onto his face. A crowd of eager figures swarmed around Mr., each vying for his attention and a moment of recognition. You can see surge as a man in a blue shirt dashed away from the group. Frustrated onlookers expressed their annoyance at Mr's quick escape. The casual confidence of a haired boy shone through as he asked about senior sister Yang, wondering if her assessment had gone well. A reassuring friend beside him laughed lightly, asserting that a rank 1 martial artist could handle anything. Meanwhile, a light pink-haired girl sat quietly, her expectant gaze fixed on the conversation. Inside the Martial Arts Association, 2 female figures stood, their expressions revealing a mix of curiosity and intrigue as they watched a determined man approach. The young man gasped, his expression shifting to shock as he reacted to the unexpected mention of Sheng. The boy approached a group in the park, curiosity evident on his face. He asked why was there. A playful girl with flowers teased a dark-haired boy about his absence from school and questioned his presence at the Martial Arts Association. Casual conversation unfolded among friends under the sun, laughter mingling with curiosity. The dark-haired boy gestured while sharing his thoughts about skipping school. The brunette girl listened, amusement evident on her face. The playful girl laughed, joining the lighthearted exchange. The light-haired boy observed the group, intrigue sparking in his eyes. The sun shone brightly as 3 characters exchanged friendly introductions in a lively park setting. Introduced herself and Sue to brother. Sue stood quietly beside, smiling gently. Brother listened intently, his curiosity piqued by their arrival. The cheerful girl complimented brother on his looks, noting he was different from what she had heard. Moments later, another girl interrupted, expressing annoyance. The playful girl expressed her frustration at her friends and reminded them of the effort she put into raising them. Then, she mockingly said goodbye while leaving. Tense discussion erupted in the bustling park, drawing attention from nearby onlookers. The angry girl shouted at the smug boy, questioning their loyalty. She insisted they were traitors while he simply smirked back. The surprised girl stood silently, observing the escalating argument. A confident figure stood tall as a group of eager girls approached her. The curly brown-haired girl asked how Sister Yang's assessment went. The straight-haired girl smiled, sharing in the excitement of the moment. The short-haired girl followed closely, eager to hear the news. A somber atmosphere enveloped the outdoor setting as a brown-haired girl looked downcast. She expressed her frustration about unexpected incidents causing assessments to be suspended. The dark-haired boy assessed the situation with alarm, as 2 girls reacted with surprise to an unexpected incident involving a powerful demon. A reflective girl stood confidently, grappling with her feelings of inadequacy after witnessing someone else's remarkable talent. A worried young woman leaned closer to her companion, asking if she knew the name of a certain person. The dark-haired girl laughed, amusement dancing in her striking eyes as she mocked an unseen target. A tense conversation unfolded in the busy streets, with one girl urgently calling out a name while the other responded with surprise. Surprising realization washed over a young man as he paused, ice cream cone in hand, questioning the existence of his big brother. Certain townspeople gathered, discussing the intimidating presence of martial artists approaching their village. A worried girl asked about the commotion, her voice trembling. An informed observer explained that the martial artists were from the academy, searching for someone. The composed dark-haired boy advised another to search in a specific direction. They all wondered who had invoked the ire of the martial artists, fearing for the unfortunate target. A menacing figure loomed in the background, exuding an ominous threat. A young man stood on the street, contemplating the fierce reputation of a martial arts academy he once visited. He wondered if the people inside were truly that intimidating. He dismissed the thought, deciding it wasn't worth his concern anymore. A young man strolled down the street, engrossed in his phone, contemplating the latest call from the medical hall. He decided to ignore it for now. Thoughts of potential riches from future medicinal prescriptions filled his mind, urging him to investigate further. A determined young man with dark hair activated a holographic interface, intent on retrieving his biography. A determined young man with dark hair reacted in shock as he processed the displayed data, his eyes wide with disbelief. The elderly martial artist summoned energy, his powerful aura radiating around him as he prepared for the next challenge. The determined young man with dark hair contemplated his past and future, realizing that his life had transformed drastically since becoming a rank 6 martial artist. A menacing figure loomed, consumed by ambition as they demanded greater power to alter mankind's fate. A confident figure warned that even the mightiest martial artists would be powerless against the future ahead. The determined young man reached out to a holographic display, expressing his ambition to change his fate through martial arts. Hands skillfully wrote a character on paper, each movement radiated meditative light, embodying intent and meaning. A thoughtful man in a white shirt sighed, wishing chairman would invest more in nurturing talent. A muscular man set down a brush on the table, emphasizing the seriousness of their discussion. A pensive young man listened intently to a speaker on the television, absorbing the weight of his words. The speaker addressed the struggles of talented individuals yearning for more. A surprised man in a white shirt urgently informed that the training camp was right around the corner. A serious man spoke urgently about the need for city to maintain its dignity and sending participants to the upcoming camp. determined young martial artist slammed his fist onto the table, expressing his frustration about being stuck at his current rank in calligraphy. A woman rushed into the room, papers in hand, as the stressed man facepalmed in exasperation. She alerted him about a situation at the martial artist assistant area. Tension filled the room as a distressed man questioned the panicked character about their lack of composure and knowledge of basic etiquette. A flustered woman rushed into the room, books piled high, urgency radiating from her every move. She informed the calm man that the news was very important. The dark-haired boy expressed disbelief about an 18-year-old martial artist who held an impressive rank, revealing combat power exceeding 15,000. Urgency surged as a man eagerly reached for a tablet while a woman looked alarmed. He snatched the tablet from her grasp. The woman dropped her books in shock. He exclaimed with excitement, acknowledging the moment. A sudden punch broke the tension, sending shockwaves through the room. The character with glasses threw a punch while two observers watched in disbelief. The brown-haired man felt stunned by the unexpected violence. The woman with glasses reacted with wide-eyed surprise at the unfolding chaos. The atmosphere crowded with tension as a woman gasped, her eyes wide with shock at the man's discovery of a perfection stage fist technique. A man gestured confidently while explaining martial arts, emphasizing the importance of mastery for someone so young to achieve perfection in technique. Tension filled the room as disbelief settled in. The light-haired boy expressed that only a handful could rival the powerful individual he just saw. Shocked, he couldn't fathom how this was possible. A lively woman in a red dress laughed hysterically, addressing an unseen chairman with wild amusement. A young girl reacted with surprise, her excitement bubbling over in a burst of joy. A cheerful man lifted a flustered woman, their joy radiating as they celebrated an extraordinary martial artist in city, igniting excitement around them. The exuberant chairman laughed maniacally, sending echoes of chaos through the room. A panicked woman cried out in fear, questioning the nature of a gifted martial artist. A muscular man explained that gifted cultivators possess extraordinary abilities, awakening powers beyond imagination and gain unique talents. A confident man laughed heartily while carrying a shy woman away, his enthusiasm infectious amidst the celebration of martial arts excellence. The dark-haired boy waved energetically, exclaiming they had found someone important. The dark-haired boy shared details about student, explaining his family background and their life in the district. The tension thickened as a confident and assertive girl confronted a worried boy, urgency radiating from her while she held her phone tightly. A determined girl with long hair spoke urgently on the phone, revealing her surprise at how quickly events had unfolded. The determined girl instructed a surprised boy to buy luxurious gifts for their parents and a teenage girl. The determined figure pointed a phone towards a figure in the distance. The unknown character called out to Sheng with excitement, eager to connect. A man with dark hair sat on the floor, startled by a knock at the door. His younger brother called out urgently, announcing that visitors had arrived. Responding calmly, he confirmed he would come out shortly. A man with dark hair stood at the doorway, lost in thought about the long absence of a familiar voice calling him Big Brother. Tension filled the room as a character in purple clothing stood in the doorway, observing a pink-haired character seated in a chair. The boy gestured excitedly, introducing student to the gathering. A confident and authoritative figure extended his hand to a boy with dark hair, announcing his role as the chairman of the Martial Arts Association. A confident young man with dark hair shook hands with an authority figure, introducing himself as Sheng while the chairman welcomed him warmly. A calm and collected man in a suit confidently gestured while speaking, noting the rarity of such staid temperament. A confident figure in a suit pointed to a girl sitting quietly, identifying her as Miss from Martial Arts Academy. A confident girl with long hair greeted Sheng, recalling their previous encounter at the Martial Arts Academy. A polite young man with dark hair greeted a girl with a warm smile, and she nodded in response. A confident man in a red suit addressed a student, cutting straight to the chase in a serious tone. The official announced a moment of celebration, awarding a young martial artist with a Rank 2 badge and $1 million prize for his outstanding achievements. A group of surprised characters reacted to shocking news about a martial arts ranking. The dark-haired boy expressed disbelief, asking if it was a dream. The young girl encouraged him to strive for greatness. The old man offered words of support, urging him to carve out glorious achievements. The well-dressed man observed the scene with a pleased expression. A grateful young man with dark hair expressed appreciation for chairman and the association's support while sitting across from an attentive listener. A thoughtful man with a mustache reflected on the favors he owed the association for their support in his journey. A well-dressed man reached into his coat, intrigued by the inquiry from an off-panel presence. A hopeful figure handed a book to a dark-haired boy while expressing excitement about a training camp in province. A determined girl shouted at chairman, expressing her disbelief about the prodigy training camp. The atmosphere grew somber as the narrator reflected on the fate of a previously talented martial artist who faded into obscurity after attending a notorious training camp. A concerned girl with pink hair cautioned a man with a mustache about the risks of attending the camp, emphasizing the need for caution. A confident man in a suit spoke encouragingly to a young man with dark hair about the potential for greatness in the martial arts world. Tense silence filled the air as a mysterious figure presented a black object, drawing the attention of everyone around. He respectfully offered the item to a student who hesitated in surprise. The dark-haired boy observed the exchange, his curiosity piqued. A concerned girl with short hair watched anxiously, her worry evident. A confident and charming figure smiled at the viewer, exuding a playful energy that captivated everyone around him. A confident man in a suit handed a document to the young man with dark hair, who accepted it with a self-assured smile. A calm and composed man in a suit exhaled deeply, signaling a moment of relief. He mentioned he would pick someone up in 2 days. A man in a red suit addressed a student with an assertive tone, indicating they would meet again in 2 days. The mood shifted as a girl with pink hair turned her head and spoke to an implied listener. Tension filled the room as a young man demanded information from the girl sitting across from him. A nervous girl in a blue top invited a boy to join the Martial Arts Academy. The girl explained the honorary disciple title with enthusiasm, detailing its privileges and lack of daily obligations. The determined girl firmly declined the proposal, stating that having a rank 2 martial artist would not guarantee success for their academy. This negotiation unfolded as a determined young woman raised her hand, passionately urging the others to reconsider their stance. She insisted the terms could be negotiated, expressing frustration at their hasty rejection. The calm young man responded with a neutral tone, indicating his willingness to accept an honorary membership. An intrigued observer listened intently, captivated by the unfolding debate over martial arts training. The confident young man gestures emphatically, declaring his refusal to join the martial arts academy, emphasizing he doesn't need the title. Tension filled the room as a character with pink hair pondered the implications of recent events. A determined and authoritative girl expressed her thoughts, insisting that her honorary role must remain exclusive to the group. Air thickened with tension as the pink-haired girl declared her decision to leave, promising a substantial stipend upon her return. Excitement bubbled in the air as a young man with dark hair revealed astonishing news to his friends about a $1 million award. A sense of hope filled the room as the boy touched his mother's hand, reassuring her of his newfound strength. He shared his excitement about becoming a rank 2 martial artist. Relief washed over her as she grasped his words, recognizing the change in their lives. The concerned son urged his father to stop taking hard labor jobs, worried about the toll it was taking on his father's back. The confident young man with dark hair reassured his friends, saying they could ease their burdens now that he could earn money too. The building labeled XINGSHAM Medicinal Hall stood tall against the backdrop of the bustling town, hinting at secrets within. The girl bit her finger, lost in thought about not having a name or knowing what he looked like. The frustrated young woman examined scattered papers, overwhelmed by the absence of information on the alchemical master she desperately sought. The air was thick with anticipation as a focused woman analyzed data on a screen, contemplating the implications of the pink tonic in her hand. The atmosphere crackled with tension as a frustrated woman shouted about the missing man and the astonishing value of a grade 3 tonic. A worried young boy urgently conveyed that he had found an alchemical master, while another character focused intently on papers nearby. A worried young man gestured with his phone, revealing his unease about someone's sudden absence. Sar questioned him, her voice trembling with anxiety about where he could be. News broadcasts filled the room, announcing a young martial prodigy's incredible achievements in martial arts. The focused girl listened intently to the reporter's excitement. Television highlighted the talented young man as the audience celebrated his remarkable success. A shocked woman reacted to the announcement of his status as just a student, her disbelief evident in her expression. A towering mountain loomed under a dark sky, cloaked in mysterious mist, as if guarding secrets untold. A light-colored bird took flight over a tranquil river, embodying a sense of adventure and curiosity. Moments later, the bird soared upward, embracing the open sky. The determined young martial artist dashed forward, claiming he didn't expect stellar impact could enhance his speed to 5 times that of a regular rank 2 martial artist. The determined young martial artist balanced confidently on a tree branch, surrounded by misty forest, showcasing his latest technique with excitement. He declared he would call it the cloud chasing step. The determined young man with dark hair stepped forward on a rocky ledge, gazing at the vibrant sunset. The determined young man with dark hair demonstrated a mystical technique, absorbing energy from the air with an intense expression. He realized how the natural breathing technique should be truly used. Bright sky framed a triumphant figure. A young man with blue eyes raised his fist, celebrating newfound power. The determined young man with dark hair gathered plants in a scenic background, feeling a surge of optimism about his cultivation progress. The determined young man with dark hair examined a small herb, pondering its undiscovered medicinal value in this era. The determined young man with dark hair focused on the path ahead, feeling anxious about the herbs ordered at the mountain's base. A thrilling rush of wind followed as a dark-clad figure leaped down the mountain, eager to test his speed with a confident shout. The determined young man sprinted forward, his energy surging as he approached the towering Lone Fox Mountain. The serene outdoor setting buzzed with anticipation as a determined young man with dark hair approached another figure. He asked if the herbs he ordered were ready for collection. The other man prepared to respond with a calm demeanor. The calm man in a green coat sat among baskets of gathered items, reassuringly gesturing that everything was ready. The knowledgeable figure confidently listed the fresh herbs, while the dark-haired boy listened attentively, eager to absorb every detail of the information. The dark-haired boy offered money, expressing impatience as he confirmed the deal for 10 items. The scheming man slyly corrected him about the price, teasing him about additional costs. The dark-haired boy looked up, confusion etched on his face as he questioned the hood figure's meaning. A tense atmosphere enveloped the forest as a tattooed man confronted the newcomer, his eyes filled with hostility. The newcomer listened nervously to the man's ultimatum about playing by the rules. Other group members observed the exchange, their expressions a mix of support and apprehension. The dark-haired boy smirked confidently, recognizing the sly tactics of the unseen seller trying to pressure him into a sale. A group of intimidating martial artists surrounded the outsider, their presence exuding a menacing threat. The muscled man warned him not to try anything foolish. An aggressive man threatened the dark-haired boy, insisting he should behave or face the consequences of their tough love. The air crackled with tension as the boy in the blue shirt struck the large, cracked wall, determination etched on his face. Surrounded by trees, 4 men expressed surprise, their eyes wide as the bold man raised a stick in disbelief. The mood shifted as a confident young man posed dramatically, challenging those around him with an aura of undeniable authority. A hand covered in dirt emerged from the ground, symbolizing struggle and effort amidst the cheers of enthusiastic men in the background. A sense of desperation hung in the air as the group stood amidst the trees, faces twisted in remorse. The dark-haired boy expressed his regret to the elder male figure. The orange-clothed boy pleaded for forgiveness, his voice trembling. The green-clothed boy supported the apology, his expression filled with guilt. The dark-haired boy urged his father to take all the gathered mushrooms with excitement. Moments later, the focused and resourceful father picked up the mushrooms, determined to help. The confident young man carried a basket over his shoulder, sharing a lesson about honesty in business with an unnamed listener. The confident young man held a platter of food, beaming as the crowd cheered for him with excitement and support. The crowd gasped as a man raised his hand, disbelief etched across his face at the strength of the students. He wondered if they were all unnaturally strong. The determined young man stepped out of the vehicle, his expression betraying a mix of surprise and anticipation. The training camp buzzed with energy as recruits engaged in various activities, eager to prove themselves. Military base loomed ahead, sparking curiosity in a young man with dark hair. He observed the campsite, noting its unexpected appearance. Confident man gestured toward a nervous girl, questioning if they were supposed to wear the martial artist badges here. Young boy felt anxious about a missing badge, while a woman in a red jacket proudly gestured toward a display case beside him. Tense conversation unfolded under the blue sky. An authoritative man questioned a young man with dark hair about his origins and solitary presence. The dark-haired boy responded, explaining he was from city and had been delayed. A group of students discussed the absent representative, expressing confusion about why he was left behind. The girl with brown hair questioned the decision while pointing toward him. The smirking boy remarked that the representatives probably included him at the last minute. He noted that the badge was missing and found it strange that city had 2 representatives this year. A serious-looking man questioned if the young man with dark hair was Sheng, noting the city association chairman's mention of him. Laughter filled the air as a confident and cheerful boy shared a joke with a playful and amused girl. Then an angry man shouted for silence, cutting through their joy. Determined young martial artist listened intently as an older man provided instructions about the entrance process for the ceremony ahead. A group of characters stood near the entrance, surprised and contemplative about the upcoming ceremony. The girl expressed her surprise, noting it seemed unusual. A dark-haired boy stood on a ledge, lost in thought, contemplating the chaos of the world below. An anxious pink-haired boy yelled urgently, trying to get his attention. A shouting boy demanded answers, his voice filled with urgency and frustration. Tension filled the air as a dark-haired girl commanded the others to listen, breaking through the chaos of confusion and urgent questions. A confident man outlined a mission, urging the candidate to reach the exit at the end of the corridor alone. The crowd buzzed with confusion, the air thick with questions and uncertainty. An angry character shouted for clarity, demanding to know about the entrance ceremony. A nervous girl clutched her hands, visibly anxious amidst the chaos. A calm boy stood by, observing the chaos with a composed demeanor. Chaos erupted as a dark-haired girl screamed, her voice piercing the air filled with confusion and fear. The dark-haired boy shouted in panic, overwhelmed by the situation unfolding around him. Another boy in a blue shirt yelled, questioning the reality of what was happening. Air crackled with tension as chaos enveloped the scene, with figures suspended mid-fall caught in a moment of uncertainty. The dark-haired boy fell towards the ground, his expression filled with anger. A long-haired girl stretched out her hand, showing concern for him. A man in a green shirt jumped away, startled by the sudden intensity. Sudden trap triggered chaos in the mysterious location, leaving everyone confused and frustrated. The angry man shouted about his pain and the absurdity of the trap. The calm boy observed the chaos, concern etched on his face. The anxious girl stood nervously, her eyes darting around in worry. A man with dark hair stood in a dimly lit industrial quarter, contemplating the shadows around him. The dark-haired boy stood still in the high-tech quarter, lost in thought as he contemplated the mysteries surrounding him. A man with dark hair stood in awe as dark shadows flickered in the quarter. He wondered about the shadows and the power they might hold. A man with dark hair faced another, who looked smug and bored. The smug character remarked on the situation, expressing disappointment in its lack of excitement. The frustrated boy pointed an accusing finger at, demanding to know why he hadn't warned them about the entrance ceremony's issues. The confident boy mocked the nervous man, questioning his abilities and warning him about sullying his reputation as a martial artist. Tense confrontation unfolded as the dark-haired man taunted the blonde girl, his smug demeanor radiating defiance amidst the charged atmosphere. A sense of urgency filled the training camp as an authoritative figure in an orange cloak urged the group to unite for the upcoming assessment. A sense of camaraderie filled the air as a young man explained the importance of unity in their upcoming training camp assessment. The dark-haired boy suggested scouting the area while pointing at something with an imposing gesture. A playful atmosphere surrounded 3 characters, laughter mingling with a hint of concern. The light-haired boy laughed, suggesting the dark-haired boy be their lab rat for traps. A confrontational moment unfolded as a calm dark-haired boy pushed the confident red-haired boy aside. A confident character stood tall, mocking the fallen figure sprawled on the ground, his voice dripping with arrogance and disdain. Charged confrontation erupted, tension crackling in the air as anger filled the space between them. The angry character threatened the young man with violence. Jin remained unfazed, calmly confronting the threat. The dark-haired boy stood frozen, surrounded by swirling pink orbs, shock etched onto his face. The light-haired boy fled in panic, unable to comprehend the surreal scene. A mechanical puppet loomed large, its presence triggering shock and fear in the young man with dark hair. A sense of dread filled the air as the worried young man with brown hair warned about the overwhelming strength of mechanical puppets. The mechanical puppet approached, causing anxiety among the group in the dimly lit room. The frantic boy expressed fear about their cramped surroundings. The dark-haired boy explained the high cost of top-grade mechanical puppets. The confident young man explained how mechanical puppets would automatically attack when sensing a living being, highlighting their tough alloy fists. Tension crackled in the air as a powerful punch was unleashed towards the boy in purple. The panicked girl warned him about the impending danger. The smug man commented on the situation with a mocking tone. The pink-clad fighter struck, sending the boy reeling from the blow. Debris and ice shards spiraled upward as a determined young martial artist unleashed a powerful attack, the air thick with tension. A powerful punch hurtled towards the dark-haired boy, but he stood firm, determination etched on his face. He managed to stop the giant fist, drawing gas from the onlookers. Surprise washed over a shocked observer who couldn't believe what had just happened. A worried girl watched intently, her concern for the boy palpable amidst the chaos. The determined young martial artist lifted the menacing robotic enemy above his head, defiance radiating from him as small robots surrounded the scene. The determined young martial artist raised his arm, holding a glowing weapon against a large, furious red creature ready to attack. A group of characters stood frozen, shock and concern etched on their faces as they watched the strong figure before them. The anxious young woman gasped, questioning his humanity and expressing fear about what to do next. The concerned dark-haired girl looked worriedly at the situation, feeling overwhelmed by the strength displayed. An unsure gray-haired man stood silently amidst the chaos, his anxiety palpable in the tense atmosphere. The apprehensive light-haired man watched the scene unfold, uncertainty reflecting in his eyes. A group of characters gathered, their laughter ringing out as they dismissed the mechanical puppets in the training facility. The brunette boy mocked the puppet's strength and questioned the skills of their creator. The girl with long hair listened intently, her expression revealing concern about the mockery. The boy with the cap observed, skepticism brewing in his thoughts as he crossed his arms. A girl reacted with curiosity, her interest piqued by the mechanical creations. In the background, a distant figure stood, indifferent to the conversation unfolding before him. A determined young man with dark hair leaped toward a large, round robot, shouting a battle cry filled with confidence. A confident figure stood proudly before a massive robot creation, reveling in the revelation that the puppets were merely fakes. A massive red creature charged forward, forcing a young man with dark hair back against the wall. He taunted the creature, mocking its size and strength. Sudden realization struck. Those weren't Grade 1 mechanical puppets, but Grade 2, and its alarm echoed in the air. The atmosphere tensed as a concerned girl held the wounded man, while a shocked boy looked worriedly at him. A man with dark hair felt boredom wash over him as he faced a sea of mechanical puppets. He expressed disinterest in the overwhelming number of opponents. With a sigh, he reached out to touch a puppet's core. A chaotic scene unfolded as a shocked technician examined a device surrounded by damaged mechanical puppets. He couldn't comprehend how they had malfunctioned so suddenly. A worried man examined a document, questioning his role as the gatekeeper of the second trial. The dark-haired boy unleashed a powerful energy attack, his confidence radiating as he directed the blast toward the watching character. A disqualification announcement echoed in the room, leaving a shocked boy frozen in disbelief as he watched the female character at the control console. A relaxed man entered the room, his cheerful demeanor contrasting with the focused girl who remained intent on her device. A stern-looking woman confronted Mayor Chin, expressing her displeasure and inviting him to review the materials together. A relaxed man in a floral shirt gestured invitingly toward a serious woman, asking about the quality of participants in the Prada train camp. A thoughtful woman with white hair rubbed her forehead, assessing the martial artists before her with a critical eye. She noted that only 8 met their standards for evaluation. 5 were ordinary, primarily showcasing strength in their gifts. The remaining 3 include an agility type, a defense type, and another yet to be identified. Confidently showcased her psychic abilities, captivating the dark-haired boy who watched in awe. Moments later, a cheerful young man gestures with his cup, playfully comparing another's brilliance to someone from the past. A serious woman with long hair declared the girl as the primary training target for this year's camp. A cheerful young man gestures with his cup, remarking that the others aren't bad either. A shocking scene unfolds, leaving a young man with dark hair in disbelief as he processes the unexpected event. He exclaims his confusion and disbelief, questioning what is happening. A stern woman watches, her expression revealing her intense focus on the boy's reaction. A powerful and aggressive pink robot charged forward, its laser beams firing with unwavering determination. A tense atmosphere enveloped the arena as a girl with long hair and pointed ears prepared for the final strike. A girl in a dark setting sensed a powerful danger lurking nearby, assessing the large red creature behind her with cautious vigilance. A girl with long hair and pointed ears stood in the doorway, her surprise evident as she faced the approaching figure. A tense confrontation unfolded in a dimly lit room, where a determined young man with dark hair raised his staff defiantly toward an aggressive guard. A girl with blue hair felt worry as she scanned the area, noticing the armed men standing on high alert. A curious girl observed a fight between 2 figures, questioning why one opponent was human instead of a robot. A frightened girl with silver hair looked towards an unseen threat, her expression filled with dread. A girl with long hair warned others urgently as a shadowy threat loomed behind her. A worried group reacted to an unexpected threat in the dimly lit room. The dark-haired man looked alarmed, sensing danger approaching. A terrified girl huddled in fear, her heart racing at the unknown threat looming nearby. She gasped, expressing her fear of the terrifying bolt that gripped her heart. Chin filled the air as 2 military figures exchanged urgent updates amidst the chaos of their surroundings. Chin reported that the surveillance cameras had been destroyed and contact was lost. Dong stood confidently, commanding attention in the midst of the unfolding crisis. The atmosphere thickened with tension as a commanding voice demanded urgent information from the anxious group. The dark-haired boy responded with uncertainty, caught off guard by the sudden pressure. The determined young man stood confidently, a slight smirk on his face, while tension crackled in the air around him. A young man with dark hair appeared suddenly, startling the guards with his unexpected presence. He expressed disbelief that it was just a student. The guards reacted with shock and confusion. The crowd watched with bated breath as a determined young man with dark hair lifted an injured figure in a green shirt, showcasing his strength. A confident and assertive female character confronted the armed men, questioning whether they were students from city and demanding to know their identities. Tension filled the air as a determined young man with dark hair reached towards the unconscious character lying on the ground. A confident young man mocked a white-haired woman for her reckless actions and audacious defiance against authority. The young man nervously scratched his face while explaining a misunderstanding about the assessment and how he didn't hold back against a strong opponent. A girl with long white hair surrounded by glowing energy displayed her power, leaving the dark-haired boy watching in shock. A determined young man with dark hair stood poised, generating a surge of vibrant energy as a calm, white-haired girl observed intently. A girl with long white hair congratulated a determined young man with dark hair for passing the entrance assessment. Then, she instructed him to rest before a staff member guided him to the dorms. A clipboard filled with records appeared as a young man with dark hair excitedly showed it to a skeptical young woman beside him. A focused and contemplative girl with light hair analyzed the calm dark-haired boy, sensing no reaction or energy from him. The atmosphere thickened as a tall girl discussed strategies with a yellow-haired boy, while a mysterious figure loomed ominously in the background. A young man with dark hair stood in the corridor, lost in thought about the psych energy scan he just experienced. The canteen buzzed with laughter as a young martial artist expressed gratitude for the meal he was about to enjoy. The canteen erupted with excitement as a young man with dark hair eagerly requested more plates of food, his enthusiasm infectious. The girl confidently asked if Sheng was the student she had heard about. A confident girl with orange eyes introduced herself while holding a tray of food. Yang Yuan mentioned she was a representative from city. She reminded them of their previous meeting at the martial arts assessment. Yang Yuan asked if she could sit with them. The girl scolded a boy for eating her food while surrounded by empty plates. He defended himself, insisting the food was unlimited and questioned her protectiveness. The young man pondered the situation while eating, curiosity flickering in his eyes amidst this chatter. He recalled the chairman's words about city's absence in representation. The confident girl explained that city sends representatives annually, but few pass the entrance assessment and most leave with disappointment. Confident girl explained the point system, detailing how everything from training equipment to lodging required spending points. Moments later, a confident girl revealed that only 3 individuals at the training camp had earned points so far. Dark-haired boy wondered how only 3 individuals had managed to earn points through the entrance assessment. Stood poised, displaying their extraordinary martial arts skills amid a charged atmosphere, showcased his stone skin ability, demonstrating impressive defensive power, exhibited his speed-type gift, moving with remarkable agility. Confident girl proudly served food, introducing herself as the strongest mentalist at this year's training camp. Curious boy with dark hair held a chicken, glancing at a girl with long, light-colored hair. Sudden gasp escaped the girl as she witnessed the unexpected event unfold before her. A tray of food wobbled dangerously as a nervous girl with long hair struggled to keep it balanced. The mood shifted as a boy with dark hair asked a girl if she knew someone. She responded, mentioning they had met in passing. Curiosity grew as a confident girl shared rumors about a mysterious 4th person. She revealed that only 3 people cleared the assessment, but whispers spoke of someone stronger. The dark-haired boy listened intently, intrigued by the tales of this formidable figure. She mentioned that this person had single-handedly destroyed many grade 2 mechanical puppets, leaving everyone amazed. The dark figure loomed menacingly, casting a shadow over a frightened man who trembled with anxiety. The skeptical character dismissed the rumors of a rampaging madman, laughing at the idea. The confident girl observed the boy coughing, noting that the instructor was genuinely impressive and everyone here possessed remarkable talent. A feeling of encouragement filled the room as a cheerful girl offered support to a nervous boy sitting at the table. The girl in purple leaned closer, asking if he was student Sheng. Mood shifted as an angry girl confronted a group of men, holding a cup tightly in her hand. She accused them of destroying 18 mechanical puppets and injuring the supervising instructor. Tension thickened as an authoritative officer insisted they needed to take the startled girl in for questioning. Moments later, the confused guy reacted with disbelief. The determined young martial artist leaned over the table, confidently asserting his understanding of the situation, while an older man watched him curiously. The atmosphere brightened as a young man with dark hair smiled and asked the server for another portion of food to go. The nervous girl apologized as she prepared to leave, while a reluctant boy accepted her decision with a resigned expression. The shocked girl reacted to the revelation about Sheng, expressing disbelief that a monster like that truly existed. The confident and amused girl laughed dismissively, gesturing as if to brush away the seriousness of the conversation. The woman sat calmly at a desk in a high-tech command center, while a dark-haired man approached her with curiosity. The confident woman critiqued a male student, noting how he had depleted their budget with his reckless actions. The mood shifted as the dark-haired boy reassured the light-haired girl that no action would be taken against her for the assessment. The confident leader addressed the gathered group, stating that everyone who cleared the assessment was present now. A tense standoff unfolded as the intense and focused red-haired boy locked eyes with the menacing muscular man. The confident leader announced that everyone had successfully cleared the entrance assessment and praised their efforts. The confident figure explained that stronger participants would receive more resources in the training camp. Then she handed out points cards to the eager group. Gold points card glimmered in the air as a young man with dark hair celebrated his newfound advantage. He excitedly announced the card held 100 points. White card lay in the boy with dark hair's hands, sparking curiosity among his friends. The muscular man watched him with a worried expression. The girl with short hair observed, her eyes wide in surprise. White points card glimmered in the dark-haired boy's hands, igniting his curiosity about its significance. He examined the card, questioning whether it was truly empty. A group of friends gathered, watching as a short-haired boy in a yellow shirt struggled in a chair, panic written all over his face. The tall boy with dark hair observed with amusement, noting that eating meat seemed to be the only useful thing there. The girl with long hair and a blazer stood calmly, unfazed by the chaos unfolding around her. Another boy with short hair and a jacket looked on, intrigued by the scene before him. The confident young man gestured with a smug expression, suggesting the serious woman should be grateful for her 1,000 points card and warning her about potential debt. Shocked boy showed a card to a surprised girl, revealing unexpected news that left them both astonished. The confident and sinister man smirked, reveling in the tension he created. The confident young man turned to his surprised companion and expressed disbelief about the unexpected elements of the training camp, remarking on special favors. The tech-filled room buzzed with tension as a young man with dark hair expressed his disappointment over the unexpected connections unfolding around him. A large hand loomed menacingly over a small character, intensifying the already tense atmosphere. The intimidating figure remarked on the small character's rumored actions and bribes. The muscular figure demonstrated his strength, casting an intimidating shadow over the small character, who watched with uncertainty in his eyes.